Ahoy, me hearties, and welcome aboard the Nightingale. My name is Alistair, and I will be your captain as we begin a small journey into Fallout 76. So, I know that this game was a little bit controversial, or, well, maybe a lot bit controversial. People didn't seem to care for it that terribly much. Uh, Personally, I absolutely love this game. I've put a lot of time into it. As you can see, I'm level 261. Uh, it's just I don't know. I thought the game was good, and there's been a lot that's been added to the game, and I felt that maybe this would be a good time to kind of show it off a little bit. So the plan for today is basically going to be doing the main kind of boss raid event, for lack of a better word. Um, we are going to be fighting a Scorchbeast Queen. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Fallout 76, uh, they added in a new giant kind of bat dragon thing, which was your main enemy throughout the game, called a Scorchbeast. And they were quite difficult to fight, um, at least in the beginning. Uh, but they also added in the ability to fight a Scorchbeast Queen, which, in order to do that, you need to go through one of the three nuclear launch silos throughout the game, and drop. Basically, we'll be launching a nuclear missile, and
Unscheduled access detected. Activating security system alpha.
so basically we have to go through this bunker and get access to the nuclear arsenal, and then we can drop it on one of the Scorchbeast. Why is that already dead? Interesting. Uh, on one of the Scorchbeast layers, and that will start a large world event that will basically draw everybody in the server, because it's while it's probably not impossible to take out a Scorchbeast Queen on your own, it's definitely very, very difficult. So we've got a lot of stuff that we have to go through to get through this bunker.
It's right there.
And as you can see, there are a lot of robots and turrets and traps and the like that are going to be attempting to stop us. So we're gonna go through and do that. I don't know exactly how well a lot of my commentary is gonna work on this. Just because I've never really done a video like this where it's more of an open thing and not focused on like a story, if that makes sense. So I'll be trying to kind of explain what I'm doing as I'm going through. Right now, we're looking for a biometric ID card that will be able to... Oh, wow! Alright. Uh, that we'll be able to link to ourselves to kind of give us clearance as we start going through here. There's a lot of different things that we have to do to finally get to the last area. And, so yeah, we'll be doing that. Where is that turret? Okay. So let's see here. I'll also be grabbing a bunch of random junk because that's just kind of the way that Fallout 76 works. I mean, it was brought in a lot in Fallout 4 was where the whole junk thing really started, but it's kind of went overboard in 76, to be honest. Alright, there's an old ID card. So, let's see here. We are looking...
Security incident in the residential sector.
Nope. So, and there's basically an unlimited amount of robots and whatnot that'll be coming after us. Because they've got fabricators all throughout here that'll be doing that. Okay, so should be able to use this to scan my biometric ID.
False alarm! Stand down, people! Ready to have that
yourself.
Fabricating replacement security personnel.
Yeah. Oh,
Secure.
just keep making more of them.
Cooperation is requested.
Well, I deny that. Fallout 76 was a little bit different from the other Fallout games. Oh, wait, I went the wrong way. Still need to actually make the ID card. You know, the old, or the other Fallout games, it was pretty easy to kind of, can't I do that? Oh, there we go. Gotta erase the old card first. There we go. The old Fallout games were very much about the kind of play your
Now
way,
constructing additional security units.
you know, use whatever you wanted and everything. And the beginning of Fallout 76 is like that, at least from what I've found, but once you get into the higher levels, it's almost like you kind of have to,
Access granted.
like, spec into heavy weapons.
Security incident resolved.
Which is why I'm using the Flamer right now. I mean, I enjoy using them. I think that the Flamer is a lot of fun.
Welcome, General. Scanning. Keycard detected. Proceed to the control room with your nuclear keycard and launch code to initiate the launch.
Will do.
Perimeter movement detected.
Oh, great, an
Possible
Assaultron.
stealth unit in the AO.
So I think technically I should be going through here with a team. But for the most part, I generally run through the bunkers on my own. Because there's really not too terribly much of a penalty to dying in this game. When you die, whatever junk you were carrying, you drop. And that's basically it. So, I mean, obviously there's no saving or loading, because it's, because Fallout 76 is an MMO, which was where a lot of the controversy came from, and then also just from what was truly an abysmal launch.
Warning. Reactor breach detected.
Okay.
Security lockdown initiated.
So this next
Bulkhead
part
doors have sealed
is
to limit contamination.
filled with,
Engineering team, proceed to
radiation, so I'm gonna
reactor
toss on my
control
power
station
armor.
to initiate repairs.
That was a different thing in here too, is that your power armor you could just carry with you, which was very nice. Let's see. I've got a perk that allows me to just completely bypass any hacking or lockpicking minigames, which is really nice. Come on, look, there we go. So we'll shut down the turret system in there, because there are 18 of them connected, and I don't want to have to deal with that. Let's see here. Also shut down their lead engineer, just because I can. I don't know, you know, there are a lot of
Seem to be willing to do the world a favor and
games that were very hyped before their launch, and then had a poor launch or didn't fully deliver on what they promised. And, you know, I mean, yeah, it sucks when a game that you're excited about isn't what you were expecting. But I also find that people are unwilling to give games a second chance. You know, I think the most prominent one I can think of is No Man's Sky. Because, yeah, that game promised the world. Actually, it promised, I think, 14 quintillion worlds. And, was a pretty abysmal game at the beginning. And now they have kept working on it and just made it amazing. Uh, but so many people are unwilling to go back and give it another try. And I find the same to be
Shutdown
for
complete.
Fallout 76 here.
Unauthorized shutdown detected.
Um,
Initiating
I
security response.
I really advise
You are
anybody who
investigating the reactor
had some
area.
interest in it, but just heard all the bad things about it in the beginning, just go back, give it a try. Especially if you got a couple of friends to jump in there with you, but it's also very playable as a single player experience. So what we're doing right now is there's breaches in all these pipes, and I need to find and repair all of them to get the reactor working again. And I've got a limited amount of time before the reactor comes back online, and I have to start this all over again. So all of the pipes will be in this room, and when there are all these black and yellow ones, and when you get close, you can hear all the steam and everything escaping. So it's kind of like a proximity audio cue.
Additional security required.
And then, as you can see, once you get down to the last couple of them, they mark the last ones on your HUD, which is really nice. Because it lets you kind of explore and find them organically on your own in the beginning, until you're down to just one or two, and then it gives you a little bit of help, which is nice. Alright. So, I could just wait out the timer, because everything is repaired now, but you can also restart it manually afterwards to just be able to move on.
Initiating system restart.
There we go.
Restart successful. Reactor system integrity restored. Terminating security lockdown. Opening bulkhead doors. Please stand clear of the
So I
doors.
don't need my power armor yet at this moment. I've got a Mr. Fuzzy head on it, which I think is really funny. I felt that it went well with my Mr. Pebbles, the first cat in space jetpack. So, while I will admit that this isn't, if you come into Fallout 76 expecting a regular Fallout game, you're probably going to be disappointed. But it's a very good spin-off, for lack of a better term, I feel.
Unauthorized personnel detected.
Oh god, where? Oh.
Activating mainframe security protocol. Omega 12. All personnel defend the mainframe and secure the area.
And now I'm back at the beginning. But at least, I mean, yeah, it resets my travel progress, but it doesn't reset my progress on, I don't have to repair the reactor again or anything. So just have to run back to where I was. It can sometimes be a little bit confusing to find your way through here, but, it's not that bad. But, so, if you still want to be able to have some fun in the Fallout universe and with their mechanics and everything, Fallout 76 is worth your time, I feel. I completely forgot that turret was there. Too busy destroying the mainframe. But, it's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it to anybody who might be on the fence, or who tried it in the beginning, saw the buggy, horrible state that it was in, and, because it feels a lot more like a Fallout game now, they finally brought in their NPCs and everything, and, So it's not just populated with just robots and, zombies, basically. There we go.
A level 3 security event is in progress.
Beginning.
This was one of my favorite parts of going through the bunker, was just
Technology Act.
destroying
75%.
the
Nothing I like better than a little R&R
the mainframe
on
pieces.
Sam's time.
So let's see. There's some more. Oh, come on. Those damn turrets, man. So just more proof that I probably shouldn't be doing this bunker on my own. Because you can join teams with up to 3 other people, either a public or a private team. And that was actually something I found, because the public teams, depending on which type of team you set up, will give you passive buffs. Like, okay, so like on the side there, somebody just created a team for doing the daily ops, and joining that team will give you bonus XP while doing daily
Security
ops.
teams to the Operations Center.
And you don't get those bonuses in a private team. But if you're seriously? Holy crap. You can, if you pay for their subscription service, Fallout First, you can get a private world, so then you're not running around with other people if you're not really big into the MMO feel. But you can still join a public team while in your private world. Nobody else will be able to join you, but at least then you'll still get the passive buffs. Which is really nice, and something that I was very glad to find out you could do. But I've also found that, I mean, I generally tend to stay away from a lot of more online multiplayer games, because I don't like dealing with griefers. And that seems to be what a lot of people live for, is to just be, how much of an asshole can I be to everybody else who's just trying to play this game?
Additional security required.
Well, not strangely, but I haven't really encountered that in Fallout 76, and they've actually kind of put in some fail-safes to stop that. Because there is PvP in this game, but if somebody else, like, starts attacking you, and you don't attack them back, they're gonna be doing such minuscule, insignificant damage to you that it really almost doesn't matter. I'm gonna die again. Holy crap. These bunkers are meant to be the hardest challenge in the game, which is why I'm dying so much. But, hey, at least it, kind of stretches out the video and lets me continue trying to sell Fallout 76 to you guys. Not sponsored. No, I just, I don't know. I wish that people would give games another chance, after a while. Because, I mean, I know first impressions are important and whatnot, but, again, so many people just look at these games that didn't do well on launch and figure, okay, well, it's just horrible forever. And sometimes that's the case. But not always. Sometimes these games can come back and provide a really good experience.
Now constructing additional security units.
Engaging hostile.
Hey, it looks like I'm close to leveling up. Not that leveling up matters too terribly much anymore for me. Come on. Because the way that this game works with leveling up is, you... For the first 50 levels, you get a special point to spend. And then you'll also unlock, perk cards. And, the perk cards you can slot in and out basically at any point. So you can switch up your playstyle on the fly. Because you just... At level 50, your special skills are maxed out. And, your special skills will determine how many of a certain type of card you can equip. So, like, Strongback. It's a strength perk card, you know, obviously based on the old Fallout perk of the same name, and it lets you carry more stuff. And you can have between a level 1 and a level 5 Strongback perk card. But if you want to equip the level 5 one, you have to have at least 5 in your special, in your strength skill.
Sensor alert.
See, I wonder if I can use this to shut down the turrets. I can. Excellent. We'll do that. Oh, there's only 2 left. But, oh well. They're off now, so I don't have to deal with that anymore. So we just have to destroy enough of this mainframe to basically force open the next door.
Nothing I like better.
Mainframe integrity at 25%. Assembling reinforcements. Mainframe integrity compromised.
There we go.
Aborting security protocol. Engineering team report to the Operations Center for immediate repairs.
Analysis yellow. Potential perimeter breach.
Oh, great.
Sweep.
Sentry bot. That's definitely what I want to deal with right now. I think he's in the other room there. Let's see. Good, a terminal. So hopefully I can at least shut down some more turrets. Or just the storage room manager. But that might be the sentry bot, so... One less enemy is always a good thing. Nope, sentry bot is still active. Something I also very much enjoyed about Fallout 76 is they put in a dedicated stim pack button. And that was very nice to have. Because obviously MMO, opening up your Pip-Boy doesn't pause the game anymore.
Unscheduled maintenance activity in the storage area.
So this one, we have to take all these mainframe things,
Security incident in the storage area.
and you can either search around this large area to find all the replacements you need. I think there's 15 or so.
Perimeter movement
Um,
detected.
oh, great.
Possible stealth unit in the AO.
No, you're just apparently blind. Anyway, if you just take all the broken ones, there's a tinkerer's workbench around here.
Who's ready to have their ass kicked?
See, there it is. So you can just, if you have the skills. Actually, I don't even think you need any skill for it.
In progress.
You just need the junk to be able to do it. And then you can just repair them yourself, which is really nice. So normally there's a more of a prerequisite for this mission, because you've still got to get the codes, and scattered randomly throughout Appalachia are feral ghoul officers that'll all have one random piece of one of the 3 codes,
Standing down.
and it's a whole rigmarole to try and solve them. And it's honestly, it's not something I've ever dealt with, because there's a website that tracks them, because the codes change each week. So I don't know many people that actually go to the bother of trying to solve this very strange and elaborate puzzle. So if you ever do this on your own, I just highly recommend just looking up whatever the weekly codes are. Because otherwise it can just be such a pain in the ass. So there's three launch sites, and each one has a different set of codes.
Control room active. All stations standing by. Proceed to the launch control terminal to initiate the launch prep sequence.
Alright, so this is going to be the last sequence in the bunker. And it probably takes the longest, because it's on a timer, basically. It's also kind of an escort quest, because they'll start activating
Launch prep
robots who are going to come in and work on a bunch of terminals. And basically you have to defend them until it's,
Assembling launch crew chiefs. Launch control chief.
until the missile is ready.
Proceeding to station. Unsanctioned launch in progress. Security teams to the control room. Security teams to the control room.
So we've got this kind of
Fabricating
You know,
replacement security personnel.
weird Tectron.
What's the matter, pansy ass? You I'm getting tired.
And they're just going to keep sending in waves of hostile robots to try and destroy him. And you can see the progress bar up there under Mission Countdown Charlie. And you can see it's moving very, very slow. So he'll be working on his terminal, and eventually 3 more of them will be activated as things go through. Don't quite have the range on my flamer here. I'd love to have a greater range on the flamer, because I enjoy using it quite a bit, but
Chief telemetry
sadly
officer.
you can't.
Active. Chief propulsion officer. Active.
I mean, you can, but I've already got the maximum range attachment that you can get for them. Alright, so we got 2 more friendly robots coming in to speed up the launch prep. Though that also means now that I've got 2 more people to try and defend.
Security units.
I mean, it's not the end of the world if they get destroyed, because I think you can repair them, otherwise they just fabricate more of them. But it does slow down the launch prep. So then after I launch the nuke, I've just got to hope that there isn't a more desirable world event going on at the time, and hopefully most of the people in the server are going to join me at the at Ground Zero, and we'll be able to take out that Scorchbeast Queen.
Active. Chief Target Officer active.
You know, I've got a perk card. I don't currently have it equipped because I usually don't have it equipped unless I'm playing multiplayer with people I know. But it's called Friendly Fire, and it allows me to basically be a medic because I can heal people if I hit them with flames. And I wonder if that would work on these guys, because I mean technically they're allies.
Security incident reported in the control room. Launch prep at 50%.
Oh, I guess I've got five robots. I thought there were only 4. Oh well. So I don't plan on making this a series or anything. I just kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. And I thought that this would be a fun video, you know, I mean... Because again, there's just a lot of people that haven't played Fallout 76, and if I can get even one new person to start playing it, you know, I'll consider that a success.
Launch prep at 75%.
Any day here, guys. Ooh. Wow, I wonder. Oh, good. Okay. Because you also have to have a nuclear keycard, and I completely forgot about that. That would have sucked to have gone all the way through here, and then just not been able to, launch the missile.
Standing by for final authorization.
Alright.
Keycard accepted. Keypad access granted.
Cool. Alright, so... we are at Site Charlie. This week's code 778378886.
Access granted.
And to my knowledge, if you input that wrong, you're screwed. You have to start over. I could be wrong, but that was what I was told when I first started playing this. Alright, so this green area is like a safe zone where you're not allowed to drop nukes, because that's basically where the game starts. But the main place, you want to drop it here on Fission Site Prime. Let's see, so... nope. Still no. There, okay. Because this little symbol here is what you want inside the blast radius, but most people use this bunker as kind of a staging ground to fight, so you want to keep the bunker just outside of the launch zone. So, that's done, now a server announcement will be made. In the meantime, I will fast travel over there. And begin getting set up. And then hope that other people will join me. I think there's like a 2.5 minutes countdown for when the missile launches to impact, so that usually gives people enough time to show up, and there's some items that you can use to buff other people, lunch boxes, and I think scout banners, things like that. So... So we'll see how many people will show up. So there are some regular Scorch Beasts. Ow. And also some of the Scorched. They're kind of like feral ghouls, but they use weapons. Oh, one of the Scorch Beasts got mad and showed up, but... So again, for a high-level character, it's not as big of a deal to fight. Alright, so let's get my power armor out. Oh, come on. Oh, it's a legendary, too. Alright, cool. Those bullets kind of tell me that there's at least one other person here. Excellent. I know I'm being shot at, but what I'm going to do here... Let's see... Yeah, I will join this casual team. I'll be honest, I'm worried about the fact that there's only the two of us here. I was kind of hoping that more people would have shown up, but apparently not. Here comes the nuke. So I guess we'll see how this goes. Oh, good, one more person. There she is, the Scorchbeast Queen. Alright, good. We've got more people now. So as you can see, she's taking quite a bit of, or absorbing quite a bit of damage. Closer and hit her with my flamer, because that does a lot more damage than my Gauss minigun. You wouldn't think it really would, but... And, of course, she flies away now. Oh, no, she's back. Oh, that's a Scorched Rat Scorp. So there's also a bunch of other random little enemies that show up around, scorched versions of regular enemies, like Deathclaws and Mirelurk Kings and Queens. Regular Scorched. So it's not really moving right now because somebody is hitting it with a cryo effect, which is why it keeps turning blue. So for the most part, it's kind of slowed and stunned, which is very, very nice. Ugh. Keep falling in these Okay, and there's its mutation, which means it got all of its health back, and it got a little bit stronger. Oh, somebody activated a lunchbox. Cool. So that will have buffed everybody in the area with a specific small buff of some kind. So once the Scorch Beam is summoned, you have a half hour to be able to defeat it. And that's why it's very, very difficult to do solo. Again, I don't even know if it's actually possible. But, because, I mean, it can kill you as many times as it wants, and you can keep coming back, but because it has a time limit before it just kind of disappears. But the Scorchbeast Queen is the only way to get, or at least originally, maybe there are more now, but you can get plans for prime receivers, which basically lets you kind of change the ammo type of your gun to make them more powerful against Scorched. So it's kind of like, you know, as you fight the Scorchbeast, it gets easier because you get more tools to fight it. This area is also frustrating. This area is called the Cranberry Bog. And it's got all these trenches and everything in it, so it's frustrating. Let's see, where is she? There she is. Oh, what now? The low-level guy that came to fight that doesn't have power armor wants us to pull it back to, because the closer you get to the blast zone, obviously, the more radiation there is. But we don't really have too terribly much control. I mean, we all came out here because this is where this thing landed. Oh, that's a Mirelurk Queen. Let's see, where'd it go? Ah, there. Oh, cool. Finish the fight with my flamer. Yeah! And there we are. So now it's just a little bit of a cleanup effort. So if you've seen some of the pop-ups in the upper corner, you can turn on pacifist mode to where you can't actually hurt other people to accidentally trigger PvP. And it seems like most people play with that mode on. Not many people play Fallout 76 for PvP. Alright. Well, let's see what this thing had to offer us. Oh, is there not? Oh, it's dead. Okay. Alright. Mutant Slayer Trapper's right arm. Couple of plans. Oh, the 10mm receiver. That's cool. And just a bunch of other kind of random stuff. This is also a very nice thing that they did with 76, was the loot all nearby corpses. It's so helpful. And then they also made unlooted corpses, glow. And then we've also got somebody else's placed theirs up there, but the survival tent, which is a really nice thing, because it lets you store stuff and access your stash and whatnot. I have one of the ones that you can buy in the Atomic Shop every so often, which also gave a workbench, which is real nice. Because, in this game, you know, unlike the other Fallout games, to learn how to, like, craft modifications for your weapons and armor, you actually have to scrap them. And then you can learn different plans and whatnot. So, yeah. So, that is, the defeat of the Scorchbeast Queen, and a look at Fallout 76. I hope you all enjoyed. So we're going to do a little bit of a Mothman dance here, as I do my outro. So, thank you all for joining me aboard the Nightingale. You know, that's not how my outro goes, so I'm just going to keep fumbling over things, because I think that that's just a really good way for my channel to go, you know? No. So, this is where we will drop anchor for today. Thank you for joining me aboard the Nightingale, and I will see you next time as we continue to sail the sea of games. Until then, keep the wind at your backs and your eyes on the horizon. And fare ye well, me hearties.